Jar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3, streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida, ESPN West Palm on Twitter and Facebook. We got Mike Rizzo, we got Colin Russo, we got Elias Bustamante helping us out behind the glass today. It is a 4 p.m. hour presented by Gießen 0%. I've got you for the next 2 hours today up until 6 p.m. Post-Memorial Day weekend. It is a Tuesday edition on the 26th of May. Hope everybody's having a wonderful week, had a wonderful holiday weekend, and really enjoyed the hot weather wherever you were outside of anywhere north in the Northeast, which got pounded by a bunch of rain over the week. The Knicks are Eastern Conference champions, going to be in the NBA Finals representing 99s. Last time we saw them there, 94, obviously up 3-2 in the series. Lost 2 backbreakers to the Houston Rockets. And 99, they were never really in it against a great San Antonio team. But they're back in it. They sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers go lifeless. We knew they were not. It was the backbreaker in Game 1. After the 22-point blown lead at 93-71 with 7.5 minutes to go. And now the Knicks are going to be represented the East in the NBA Finals, which will start a week from tomorrow. So another series where they're going to have a ton of rest, a ton of fresh legs, and a ton of time off in between series. And they're going to take on the winner of San Antonio and OKC, which has their Game 5 tonight, which is going to be a massive game with big implications on either side. 82% of the time do Game 5 winners win the whole series. And tonight, tied at 2 apiece. This is going to be a game where both teams throw their best punch in OKC. So stay tuned for that. We'll get into that, get into a whole lot more. Eastern Conference champions and the Cleveland Cavaliers are bringing back their head honcho. Kenny Atkinson is returning to lead the men back in a run it back situation next year. Who knows what's going to happen with that team? But we knew this. We now know it officially, but we guessed that the Cavs would be down and out after Game 1, and away we see a sweep.
What stinks is they lost Game 2 because they shot horrifically. I didn't realize that they were going to shoot 29% the entirety of the series. I think it was a little mixture of running out of legs, but don't get it twisted. That was the worst coaching job I've ever seen at a conference finals level in my life. Truly. And listen, the story isn't about how historically awful the Cavs are. The story are the New York Knicks. And listen, you hear me say all the time how much I love the New York fan. I give them credit. They came to those games in droves. They took over my arena, and they wanted it more. Those Knicks players really wanted it more. You could say they were more well-rested. Cavs were out of gas. Listen, 37 points, Colin. 37 points in a closeout game. Have some pride. And the game before that was never close either. They couldn't close. In Game 3, they couldn't close that 10-point gap. They were down 10 the whole game. They'd cut it to 9. They'd cut it to 8. And then the Knicks would hit a big shot, go back up 12. They were never in the series outside of Game 1. And it stinks, obviously, for me being a Cleveland Cavalier guy. But don't get it twisted. Kenny Atkinson was awful. But the story now turns into, can the New York Knicks win the NBA Finals? And Colin, you're there.
I've been there. I was there after Game 1 against the Sixers. The expectation officially changed with that team. Officially. They won Game 6 in dramatic fashion against the Hawks. They dominated the Sixers front and back. They dominated the Cavaliers mostly front to back. And I know that the level of competition, these teams are not nearly as good as any of the counterparts in the Western Conference. That we could all agree upon. But it's not like the Knicks made difficult work of them. Knicks took care of business. They beat them. They beat them. Probably OKC wouldn't beat the Cavaliers as bad as the Knicks did, or the Sixers as bad as the Knicks did. Let's get that out of the way. The Spurs would not dominate up 30 every single game because the Spurs played the Trailblazers, still dropped the game. So let's give them a little credit in terms of how they've won. The expectation, I have no idea if you're a Knicks fan, how you're not saying this team needs to win it all this year. You got to do it. You got to do it. When are you ever going to get a better opportunity than this? When are you going to get a better opportunity in terms of rest, health, coaching, depth, chemistry? Everybody's paid. You have a lot of draft picks allotted to this roster. and you went through an easy Eastern Conference, made quick work of it, had enough losses early, and you're going to go into the NBA Finals with 9 days rest, coming off of a dogfight, a gladiator fight on the other side. You got it. If you can't do it this year, when are you going to do it?
Right. The Celtics were down this year, the Tatum injury.
Pacers were it fell apart in the wind.
Never see them again. The Cavs, Colin, I think they'll come back better, but it's a conference where it doesn't have the top dogs or the depth of the Western Conference, but you never know when you're going to be back. When was the last time the Knicks went to the finals? 98?
99.
I mean, guys, it's been 30, almost 30 years since the last time you snuff an NBA final. So I'm totally with Colin.
You got to do it.
I mean, they've won 11 playoff games in a row.
They were the most dominant 10-game stretch in the history of the NBA.
Colin, they won 11 playoff games in a row. They swept the last 2 rounds. I don't care who you play. You're a good team. And to get into the nitty-gritty a little bit, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson. I mean, these are guys who know their role. Colin Cat's not averaging 25, 28 points like he was in the past. He's completely fine with getting his 15 and 10 and facilitating 4 or 5 assists. This is a team that knows each other, and I cannot believe I'm saying this in 2026, but give Mike Brown credit, who has taken his second team to an NBA final. He took the Cavs in 2007, famously in LeBron's third year, and when he was about 20 years old. And now he's done this with a Knicks team. And that's a big deal in New York. How about those fans? That's a basketball town. Holy cow. I mean, let's say what you want about the Yanks, about the Giants.
Yanks is a little more old New York, while the New York is the Knicks.
And I understand the Giants were electric when they had Eli Manning and they were beating the Patriots. But it's
the only team where there's not a split. There's a split Yankees-Mets. There's a split Jets-Giants.
Now,
it's a Ranger town, but there are Islanders fans who exist out there. Nobody cares about the Brooklyn Nets.
That's what I was going to ask you.
It's a Knick town.
So there you go. I mean, you saw the celebrations outside of Madison Square Garden. What, there was a concert at Madison Square Garden, and they held it. They held the watch party at a police precinct. I mean, is that New York or is that New York? I agree with you. This team can win. They got the mojo. They got the magic. And as far as what team they rather see, I think I understand that Oklahoma City and the Spurs have a lot on their plate right now, but I don't think they're looking at this New York Knicks team as the pushover maybe that everybody thought they would be, out of the Eastern Conference. It was always, when these playoffs started, Colin, it was, all right, that Western Conference final is going to be the pseudo championship. I'm not there anymore. I haven't been there. I probably realistically haven't been there since Game 3, earlier this weekend. That Game 3, the Knicks proved that, hey, we know we're the better team. We're not going to mess around with our lunch, and we're going to put that dog to bed. And they did.
Best 10-game stretch in the history of the NBA in terms of point differential belongs to the New York Knicks. That includes regular season. That includes teams playing lottery teams. That includes 10-game stretch in November versus a 10-game stretch in February. 10 playoff games. The point differential has never been better than what the Knicks have done.
You're at the point, if the Knicks do win the championship, this will be an all-time great team.
I don't know if I'm there, but they'll have to beat
numbers-wise.
They'll have to beat an all-time great team to get there. So yeah, it's not. See, in terms of like beloved NBA Finals runs, here's the thing that I think people get a little recency bias off of. I think to this point, Pacers is far more impressive than what we've seen from the Knicks last year. The Pacers, what we saw last year. And we're not as dominant, maybe not as consistent, but as dramatic, as come from behind. The Pacers had the most illustrious run I've ever seen, going all the way up to a finals since Dirk was last year. So I would say, I know dominance is different, but
no one bought into that team, though. No one liked that team being in the finals.
That's not true.
Nobody liked it.
You didn't like it because they beat the Knicks.
It did because they beat the Cavs. Maybe, but it did an awful.
No, it's not true. Not true.
Did an awful rating, and nobody cared, bro.
Nobody cared. You're wrong there. Give them a little respect. The Pacers, keep this in mind. 4 times they had a game-winning opportunity and they won. They did a Game 2 against Cleveland, they did a Game 4 and Game 5 against Milwaukee. They did a Game 1 against the Knicks, Game 1 against the Thunder. It was a team that was up 2-1 in the series against the Thunder and was up 18-15 going into a timeout in Game 7 on the road when Halliburton went down. That's where I would say that we were robbed of probably the most impressive, one of the top 5 most impressive runs in the history of the NBA. I don't think the Knicks are exactly there, but whether you think the competition is bad or not, they are still playing playoff teams, and they're plus 250 over 11 games. Anybody can do that at any time, but only the Knicks have done that. You got to win it all this year.
They got over the hump, right? They got over the hump of the last couple of playoff runs for the Knicks, right? It's, all right, the first time they beat the Cavs, they won a series. Last year, everyone had the expectation they ran into Indiana. They were going to walk into the championship. Obviously, the Pacers had other business. But, this is the perfect example of building a team. Today, this morning, Colin, on all the shows and everything, they basically called the Cavs a mercenary team. You grab Harden. Now, I didn't necessarily agree with that because they have Mobley, but Mitchell, Harden, these weren't guys that you drafted. The Knicks, I know they acquired Brunson in a trade, Kyle, but this is a team that has come together and really has the core players outside of Julius Randle for the last 3 years. This is a team that has camaraderie. This is a team that has kind of naturally came together. It wasn't that sense for the Cavs. So I actually will listen to that, and that's why they've been through trials and tribulations together, right? They had Cat last year, and, oh, God, they really blew it against Indiana. Well, the year after, they get past that stage, and they go to the finals. I can't believe I'm about to say this because the Knicks forever have been awful. I mean, I remember, Langston Galloway talking to the crowd when they won 17 games. Hey, thanks for everyone coming out. That was back in 2015. Its team has come a long way. They used to be known as doing all the wrong things. Now they're doing it the right way. Now they're kind of adjusting to the current NBA, Colin, where you got to be a team. Outside of Wemby, Oklahoma City, they got the back-to-back MVP, but that's a great team. The Spurs, they got lottery picks. Wemby's great, but it's a team. You know what I'm saying? The point of it's the Knicks have turned into a place where I think players want to play and where there actually is a culture born. And I can't believe I'm saying that because the New York Knicks that I watched post Carmelo Anthony for 5 years.
Even during Carmelo.
Right. There was no direction. Now they have a direction. Now they play as a team, and now there's a culture. I give Brown credit, and I give their front office credit.
It changed with Randall. He'll never get credit for it. It changed with Randall. And Randall was the guy who really did change the perception of that team in terms of toughness. They adopted a little bit of a blue-collar mentality. And they ended up shifting out once they got Randall and Brunson, and then they brought in Karl-Anthony Towns, which gave them a little bit more firepower, which is exactly what they're looking for, and here we are. If you're a Knicks fan, job's not finished. Because remember how crazy the Pacer run felt until they lost. You're at a point now where you're playing so well, you're going to be so rested that you're going to be going against a team that is most likely going to be limping into the NBA final. You got to win it all. Got to. And this has to be the year. I'm not saying this is the only opportunity they'll ever get, but you're not going to get many better opportunities than this.
You're going to shame the Knicks if they don't.
Sure. If they play competitively in the series, no, I'm not going to shame them for that. No. Because they're an underdog against either team. They're an underdog against either team. I don't think anybody's denying that.
I would agree with you that the Knicks can go toe-to-toe with it. I don't think this is going to be a 5-game series. Like a lot of people alluded to beforehand, whoever comes out of this great Western Conference Finals. I don't think that's going to be the case.
I would agree.
If it is the case, though, are we getting on them?
They can't lose in 4 or 5 because, then it kind of feels like a wash. But they got to play competitively in this series, and I think they will. They're playing too well. Offensively, they got too much firepower.
Colin, if Landry Shamit's going to shoot 65% from the field, they're going to beat anybody. If their role players get this, I mean, guys, they hit incredible. Say what you want, how awful the Cavs were, and guys, they were awful. But the shots that they were making, Colin, fadeaway threes from the 7th, 8th guys off the bench. Already up 20. That's why they won by 30.
They got a little magic to them.
They got everything rolling. Mm-hmm. And we saw that it bothered them for a game. I think the rest, Colin, long scheme of things, it's great. Remember you asked me along the lines of, the Cavs, does it play in their favor because they've been playing, or does it play in the Knicks' favor because they were resting? For a game, you might get that rustiness that you saw.
But they've already dealt with this before.
Right,
they know what to deal with.
So, I don't even think you're going to see that slow start in game 1 because they've dealt with it already now. They've been there. They've done that. And maybe it's because maybe the bias is there because they beat my team. But Colin, I truly do think this Knicks team can compete, and I think they could possibly win it. You look at Brunson, man. What's your famous saying? Everyone's better in Brunson, so you got to play him, dude.
Yeah, then you got to beat him.
It is like Donovan Mitchell and James Harden saw that. I mean, everybody that is matched up outside of Tyrese Halliburton, the last 2 years, everyone that's matched up against Brunson in the Eastern Conference playoffs, outside of Halliburton, that's what has happened. So listen, I know we have a great Western Conference final. I don't want to rush to get there. I hope that goes 7, but I do think this is so. Kyle, game 1's going to be June 3rd.
Next Wednesday.
I'm going to be in Los Angeles with my uncles, and you best believe we're going to be watching that game. You best believe that that's not like, hey, oh, God, that's a formality anymore. It's must-watch TV now with how well the Knicks play.
This is the year. And if you're a Knicks fan thinking on the other side of things that just winning the Eastern Conference should be enough, I disagree. Because you just had the best 10-game stretch point differential-wise in the history of the NBA. You're going to let that go to wash? That dominant this time? And you can't say the Eastern Conference stinks. Yeah, the teams are not nearly as good in terms of playoff-built teams, but the East had a good year, for what it's worth. There's a lot of teams in the East. There were a lot of solid teams in the East. Sixers were solid. The Celtics were solid. The Detroit, we thought, was pretty good. They don't look as well put together as what OKC and San Antonio are put together, but the Knicks dominated them.
Well, what about the Cavs?
Bringing back their coach.
Wow.
888-760-3776. That's 888-760-3776.
Now, where did the fraternity watch the games?
We were always at a bar for it. They had plenty of these spots with giant TVs.
Now, obviously, I am alluding to Colin on the Pike, the annual Pike fraternity frat house
not
trip.
An annual trip, but I did go to Austin over the weekend, so I was watching all the games there. And a lot of Knicks fans, weirdly enough, surprisingly enough.
Austin?
Yeah. Weird. A lot of San Antonio, obviously, because San Antonio's about an hour and a half away, but a lot of Knicks fans, too. Very strange. 888-760-3776. Is it official title or bust for the Knicks? Because I think it is. You got to win it. You got to win it. You got to validate this stretch of play. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Burger Mania is on at Duffy Sports Grill, and these are not your average burgers. Try the Bacon Mac and Cheese Burger, a half-pound Angus patty stacked with creamy mac and cheese, applewood smoked bacon, and crispy onion strings. Or go bold with the Frito Pie Burger, loaded with chili, cheddar, crunchy Fritos, and fresh jalapenos. And for the purists, the Double Smash Burger. The Burger Mania menu, now through May 31st at Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy's, our game is always on.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach. It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Good people. Steele Dorsey. Saturday, May 30th is Baseball and Brews at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas host the Lakeland Flying Tigers at 6 p.m. All fans 21 and up can purchase a special ticket which grants access to the 2-hour craft beer tasting event and includes a tasting mug, burger, and chips to enjoy a Frozen Iguanas baseball game. To purchase your Baseball and Brews tickets, stop by the ticket office or go to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You heard it. The Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys are your option if you get into a little bit of a tumble on car accidents, truck accidents, slip and fall. My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine will fight for you. They don't get paid unless you do. They'll fight for you to get the maximum compensation that you deserve. You got to call Anajar and Levine today for that free consultation. Don't settle for just any attorney. Go get the best in South Florida. Look no further than what Anajar and Levine can bring to you. They can change your life, and that's the real difference when you're looking for an accident attorney right here in South Florida. Pick up the phone, take the one phone call, and take back control of your life today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. You got Colin, Russo, Mike Rizzo, Elias Bustamante. 888-760-3776. Knicks title or bust? I think the Knicks fans are thinking the further this San Antonio OKC series gets, the better off they'll be. And I kind of agree. I know the Game 7 will be on Saturday, so they got time, Saturday to Wednesday, but both those teams are going to be wounded warrioring their way into that NBA final, especially OKC, if it gets to it. But title or bust should be the mantra for the Knicks the rest of the way.
That police precinct looked lit last night.
They had watch parties everywhere.
Dude. They know how to do it.
The precinct, they got everywhere.
They know how to do it. They know how to do it. And then all the New York fans in Cleveland, the Stars couldn't sit courtside. How about that? Uncle Dan
Which you
Gilbert.
Love. That's the one win for the Cavs had all series.
The one win. That's why Dan Gilbert's best owner in sports. But it was nice to see Spike Lee, Chalamet, all those guys, get to celebrate that. And I overheard you on Theoretically Speaking, and you're 100% right. By the way, 2 to 4, Theo and Colin, Christina Costanza, happy hour. But Chalamet did like a ticket scavenger hunt. And there's a social media video where Timothy Chalamet did a scavenger hunt with some godforsaken Knicks player.
Oh, back in 2013.
Where they had to meet him on the subway. And Chalamet did it. A young Timothy. And this was obviously before he was, he was probably doing actor school and whatever.
He's a kid.
I don't know. I didn't necessarily do the arts as a kid. But regardless, Tim found him. And he found him on the subway and he won the tickets. But he's a true Knicks fan.
It was like Landry Fields and somebody else.
Something like Langston Galloway. I don't know, but those are lifers, man. Those are lifers for that team. I didn't know Fat Joe was a Knicks fan. I like Fat Joe. Colin, don't dance just to pull up a pants and do the rock away. Come on, now lean back. Banger of a song. Do you know Fat Joe?
I'm not a Fat Joe guy.
What do you mean you're not a Fat Joe guy?
I'm all good on Fat Joe.
They say don't dance but pull up a pants. Dude, that was our childhood.
I'm all good on Fat Joe.
Sorry, that was my childhood, for God's sake.
I'm all good on Fat Joe.
Lean back.
I'm all good on Fat Joe. Going to the Knicks game, sitting in row 8. I'm all good on that.
Well, you're supposed to be on the court, but Uncle Dan told everyone to kick rocks. Dude, don't do that to Fat Joe. Don't do that.
I'm out on Fat Joe. I like Chalamet, though.
You don't even know who Fat Joe is, bro.
I know Fat Joe.
You don't know. If I didn't sing that song, you had no idea.
I know Fat Joe. I know plenty about Fat Joe. I'm not impressed. I'm all good on Fat Joe.
Fat Joe catching strays. I got your back, brother.
I'll tell you, that city was going to burn down if the Knicks were somehow able to pull this off. And that's what everybody feels like. They're under the impression it's pulling it off. Yeah. That's the threat. Can they pull it off? It's like a heist.
Well, now they're the underdog.
The true underdog. They're not going to have home court first time. Yep.
Now, the whole Eastern Conference, once I feel like once the Celtics got knocked off, with all
they
due
were the
respect,
favorite. They were the favorite.
With all due respect to the Pistons, no one respected the Pistons to go to the NBA Finals. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Once the Celtics got knocked out, a team who has won a championship before with Tatum and Brown, the expectation was that Tatum was going to be healthy enough to give it, a full go. There was going to be a different team. Once they went out, the Knicks became the favorite. Even against the Cavaliers, all right? Even against the Cavaliers, it was never like, oh, yeah, dude, Cleveland all the way. No, it was always the Knicks series to lose. Well, now they're playing as the dog, and I wonder how that's going to change. I wonder how that's going to change their mentality. Personally, Colin, with the way that team has played, I don't think it changes. I don't think it changes a wink. I think they're going to play their basketball. And listen, that Western Conference side is going to be a good team. As a neutral, I hope it goes 7. I do. And you hear me say it all the time. I like the Knicks fan. I like the New York fan. I hope those people can see a championship. I do. With all due respect to San Antonio, they've have plenty of championships. And the Oklahoma City fans starting to get on my nerves a bit. All right? A little too cocky.
If you're a Knicks fan, who'd you rather see?
Dare I say the Spurs, bro.
I agree.
Dare I say the Spurs.
I think they match up a little better.
Dare I say they got bodies to throw at Wembanyama like Cat and Mitchell Robinson.
Spread the floor. They could shoot the 3.
Now, the problem is, and the reason I'm not so gung-ho on, it's by far the Spurs. I think it is the Spurs. The team is different with Robinson on the floor. Do we agree?
Yep.
I don't think they could do some of their sets on offense with him on the floor.
They'll be running a little small ball.
Right. So there's that, and then there's the whole Hacka Robinson, Hacka Shaq. And I think Dagnall and the Spurs have both proved that both teams are a bit analytical. So, but I think the Spurs, bro. I think they could throw bodies. I think they could throw bodies at Wemby.
Now, the one thing I would say
Gilgeous Alexander would carve him up.
Right. Well, and
absolutely.
Also,
they don't have the defenders to guard him.
And the
Bridges.
Think about how they're built
minutes.
too. The Thunder, they could walk out there with Hartenstein and then Chet guarding the 4.
Yeah.
And then Chet's all over town. I mean, all the times they match up a little bit better.
Bridges would have to play 40 minutes, and he would have to guard Chet.
And the Thunder have about 4 pain in the rear end guards that give opposing guards hell. And I know the Spurs technically do as well, but I mean, you're talking about Caruso, you're talking about Dort, you're talking about guys who do not care if they foul. They don't care if they foul out, who are great guarding the guard. They have a lot to throw at them comparatively, yet they're not healthy. So that's the one thing. A.J. Mitchell's not healthy. I'd be surprised if Jalen Williams plays at any point throughout this postseason again after his 3rd hamstring flare-up in one season. But I would agree. I think that in terms of a matchup, I think they could go after the Spurs a little bit more.
You hit the nail on the head defensively. This is going to be the first team that's going to be able to, I think, show the physicality and the intensity on
They got
defense.
5 guys who could just throw right at him.
You didn't see that against the Cavs. You didn't see that against the Sixers.
Yeah, they had 1 or 2 guys.
You saw it for what? You saw it for about 2-3-ish games for Atlanta. Right, Atlanta kind of bodied them up a bit.
And they got good defenders. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels. They got guys.
They haven't necessarily had a team go toe-to-toe defensively since those first 3 games, and they were able to figure it out.
888-760-3776, number to get into the program. We'll go to Atlanta. Carter in Atlanta, welcome in. What do you got for us, Carter?
Hey, what's up, guys? I generally agree with you on the 5, or excuse me, if despite Spurs or OKC, I don't think it's going to be a sweep or 5-game series. I think they'll at least go 6 with them. However, I think you're being, Colin specifically, I think you're being a little strong on saying the season's a disappointment or it's a disappointment if they don't win. I mean, at the end of the day, the season's already a success. If I had asked you at the beginning of the season what a successful outcome of the season would have been for the Knicks, and I had told you, hey, they'll be in the NBA championship, you 100% would have been like, that's a successful season. At the end of the day, they're going to be an underdog. So saying they have to win this, I think it's a little unfair.
Well, I'm saying how they have to win this because of how they've played. I mean, we're talking about the best 10-game stretch in terms of point differential in the history of the NBA that just happened. Walking in and then losing in 5. Terrible. You can't. You turn the teams stink. Carter, anybody could have done that against anybody. Teams could have done that against lottery teams in December. It's not NBA playoffs. It's NBA history.
Carter, don't you think they've kind of created an expectation?
They have.
Is there something to be said there?
Okay. Yes, it's an impressive run, but the East stinks. The Sixers aren't what the Sixers should have been. Boston didn't have Tatum, and obviously got knocked out, and they didn't even play Boston. And then, no offense, Mike, but like Cavs aren't all that.
But Carter, let me rebuttal you here. They're winning these. All right, the teams stink, but
And they're
part of
killing
they're
them.
winning by 40.
They're
They're winning by
killing them.
35 points.
Yeah, they're killing them. That's
you
the
know
bottom
what I
line.
mean?
So they're doing what they're supposed to do.
I think if they had to go through the West, if they had to go through Denver, if they had to go to Minnesota, it wouldn't look the same. And I think it's basically they're hot. I'm not disputing that, and I'm not disputing they couldn't win or go 7 games or 6 games or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just saying I think it's a little bit of a cakewalk. And I think to say they must win just because of how they're playing against, again, the Cavs, the injured Sixers, the Hawks, for goodness sake, and they won 6 games with the Hawks. I think that it's just a little bit strong saying it's a disappointment if they don't win, because at the end of the day, they still are underdogs. But you are right. They're hot, and they're technically the hottest team compared to Spurs and OKC. But
now, Carter, I would agree with you. I don't think the season is a disappointment, but we know how the New York fan is and Knicks fans are. If they look bad in this series, they're going to be very upset.
I mean, yeah, I understand that. I think, if any team, I would say even Atlanta. I mean, I know they don't have the best, fan base out there as far as the Hawks are concerned, but I think if any team were this hot going into it, you would really hope that they would ride it and win. But if I told you the Knicks are going to win the NBA championship in 5 games, or 6 games, I think you'd be a little surprised, would you not?
I agree that they are underdogs in this game, but we are talking about the 5th best win streak in the history of the NBA in the postseason at 11 games. And the teams that have done it above them, outside of the 89 Lakers, everybody else won it all. The 01 Lakers won it all. The 99 Spurs won it all. The 17 Warriors won 15 games in a row. Outside of that, nobody's done more than 12. So the Knicks were at a point now, and they're not doing this in the first round. They did this in the second round and the third round. So I'm just saying, yes, are they underdogs? Are they outmatched? Probably. But at their best, can they compete and beat either of the teams in the Western Conference? I think so. And I think if that's the case, playing this well at the right time, everything's clicking in the right direction, I think losing that series would be a pretty major disappointment in the grand scheme of how this playoffs have went.
I mean, fair. Again, the only thing I would say to it is the Atlanta Hawks, the hurt 76ers without Embiid, and the Cleveland Cavaliers that have a player that's not even trying, being James Harden. But, I mean, that's I don't know. I think it's a little strong. But anyways,
I appreciate the call.
Guys.
Thanks, Carter.
Thank you, Carter.
I understand you're saying it's strong, but when you win 10 games by 246 points in the postseason, things change. Things change. Got it. You got to do it. Have to. They can't lose in 5. Can't do that. That would be a
Can't look awful.
That would be a slip and that'd be a slip and fall. You lose in 6, you lose competitively in 6, you lose very competitively in 7. It's fine. All things considered, it's probably okay. But you run into a buzzsaw of a team, you play competitively. The Pacers took the Thunder 7 last year, and they got hurt in that game. That vindicated that run. But you still don't remember it. And I love that Pacer run. 10 years down the line, people are going to forget that run. You got to win it all to validate the run they've been on. 888-760-3776. We'll go to Ernie in West Palm Beach. Ernie, welcome in. How you doing today? What's going on?
Doing well, Mike. Sorry, boss.
It's okay. It's all right. Hey, Ernie, I told. So hang on.
I'm so sorry, but at least it was a quick death.
Yes. So Colin, Ernie called in Friday when you were in Austin. Ernie, I told you, man, that series was over. It was over after game 1. I'm happy. Listen, partner. You know I love the New York fan. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Knicks fans. Now go win the whole thing.
Exactly. We have to win the whole thing. Right now, I'm not even ecstatic. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm seriously, I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be poised. We haven't won anything yet, guys. We just got there. We need to win it all. Once we win it, then, pop champagne, blow some fireworks, burn a couple of cars. Besides that, keep it civil. I mean, to be honest, I want to know what really, Mike, and I want you to tell me as a fan.
Yep.
Seriously, do you think you should have brought him back?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't let him coach. Ernie, I wouldn't let him coach a high school team. My baby cousin plays high school basketball in my alma mater in Ohio. I wouldn't let him coach my cousin, who's probably good enough to play D2 hoops. I wouldn't let him coach him.
And I understand how they made that decision the next day. Was it the next day?
Yeah, it was
It's
today,
today.
brother.
It's
It was
2 hours ago.
Ernie, it was today. And to be honest, I had to open up the curtain a bit. One of our teammates is out, so I'm covering for his work as well. I didn't see it until Colin told me. Until Colin swung the door open and he goes, Mike, they're bringing him back. I had no idea. So,
Wow.
I had no idea. But here's Ernie. Here's the thing. That the story isn't that godforsaken team. The story are your New York Knicks. Are you with Colin in the sense of if you don't win the finals, is this season going to be a disappointment for you?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Same thing. I mean, come on. Mike, as much as we've done this, we've been there. I'm going to say it again, like, Colin, you were there at the early show.
Sure.
99, guys. 99. Okay? We were there in 99.
Lost in 5 to the Spurs.
We were there. Yes, and we lost to the Spurs. 99. Mike, I don't want to just go there, dude. We need to win it, my guy. We need to win it. With the last time that we won it, you know when that was? I was not even born. I was 73.
It's a long time.
73. That's too long, guys. That's too long for any fan base. And you know what? It's prevalent that finally, I mean, let's say we do win it. And we're underdogs. And I'm glad we're underdogs. Guys, this is great. We needed to have that underdog mentality. And great. No one believes us. No one. Right now, all these calls are going to say the Knicks are going to get, the Knicks are not going to win. Whoever comes out from the West is the real champion. I heard it from you, Colin. You said it. That whoever wins from the West is the true champion.
I still think that.
I'm going to – you still think it. So you know what? I keep it saying. Keep it. I want the Knicks to hear it because they need to have that mentality. They need to be the underdog. They need to claw their way up. They need to play it dirty. And listen, guys, it's going to be a 7 games. And I said it earlier. And the reason why I said it's 7 games, because the opponent is not, Atlanta. Those two teams out there are both really great teams. It's going to be a 7-game series, respectfully. Not playing it short. They're two great teams. They're going to go 7 games. And that's not giving my team no confidence. I have confidence they're going 7, and they're confidence they're going to win it. Guys, have a good show. Let's go Knicks, baby.
Congratulations, Ernie. You got to win 4 more.
Thanks, Ern.
Got to win 4 more. Good call, Ernie.
Yeah, he's with you. I knew.
I don't know how you're not. I don't know how you're not.
I knew Knick fans would be there. That's why I told Carter, we know Knick fan, bro. They don't win this. It's If
they get hurt, if that's something that happens, but if they get straight up outplayed and they lose in 5, I mean, 99. People don't view 99 in great regard. The only reason people remember 94 is because the Knicks blew it. They were up 3-2 with a chance to close it. They had that every opportunity there. That was the year they really squandered. That was most top 5 most painful NBA Finals loss that a team has had since that period. So now you're at a point where just getting there, and if you get run into a buzzsaw and the team is that good, and the Spurs just outclass them in every sense, or the Thunder do the same, and you walk away from that thinking that's an all-time great team, but it was one of the great Knicks seasons ever, maybe you could think that. But you got to be competitive in the series. Got to be competitive in the series. Got to show some guts, and I think the Knicks will. I think you got to be fair in that regard. 888-760-3776. Title or bust for the New York Knicks. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo. It's Elias Bustamante. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
The 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo is presented by Gießen 0% Wines. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, meaning it's always the perfect time for Gießen wines. Elevate your game night with Gießen's 0% Sauvignon Blanc, Rosé, Pinot Grigio, even Sparkling Brut. 0% alcohol, all the flavor, Gießen wines from New Zealand, making the 4 o'clock hour or any hour the perfect time.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Listen live for all of your Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 106.3. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
Being a homeowner like me means knowing who to call. For power, you called an electrician. Pipes, a plumber. And for better water, you call Culligan. They've been improving water for 90 years, with local experts handling everything from water softening to filtration, using the world's most efficient systems. Culligan, the one partner you can trust for everything your water touches. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida.
Hey, Culligan
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You're somebody who enjoyed the Knick run on ESPN. If you're watching on Xfinity and you're looking forward to the NBA Final and watching it on the ESPN coverage and ABC as well, with Xfinity, you already enjoy ESPN and everything it offers as part of your TV lineup with the live games, daily sports coverage, and the expert analysis. But now, the ESPN Unlimited plan is available at no additional cost. Gives you access to additional ESPN content in the ESPN app. That's on-demand programming and originals that you can explore. Visit Xfinity.com/your subscriptions to activate ESPN Unlimited access, then start watching in the ESPN app. More from ESPN all in one place. Couple housekeeping items from Cleveland. Bringing back Harden. Got to make a decision about Mitchell. Got to make a decision about how much money they're going to give these guys. And they had to make a decision about Kenny Atkinson. You and I both said that winning that Game 7 against the Pistons was probably enough to save his job. Got to go to a conference final. The run itself probably was enough. But how they lose is also another situation.
Yeah.
Cavs lost pathetically.
They lost pathetically, and they quit in Game 3.
Quit.
They straight up quit with 2 minutes left to go. Richard Jefferson, who is on the broadcast. By the way, Colin, Richard Jefferson is beloved in Cleveland. He was part of the 16 run. We absolutely love RJ. He said the team quit about 3 minutes even before that. I would agree. The lack of effort is what was alarming. And it starts with the head coach. And to take it a step further, the stuff he's saying in the media about, well, analytically, in so many words, folks, according to the numbers, the Cavs should be up 3-0. What? Kenny, what? You're down 3-0, brother. And then they had that performance like that last night where I got to watch, the Knicks terrorize James Harden and Donovan Mitchell all night defensively, and I got to watch Evan Mobley chuck up 7 35-foot three-pointers. Unwatchable offense, defensively outmatched, did not match the physicality of the Knicks, and simply the Knicks wanted it more. And had one of the biggest coaching blunders I've ever seen in my life in the Eastern Conference Finals, not calling a timeout in Game 1 when you were up 22 points, letting that lead go all the way down to 4, and then not pulling James Harden off of the court, who got torched for 20 of the 22 points.
And it sabotaged the whole series.
And we were done. So, the two reasons, Colin, if I had to dumb it down, the two reasons why the Cavaliers lost that. Number one, they didn't want it. They didn't want it. They didn't want it enough like the Knicks did. And number two, coaching. You're going to bring that coach back? Colin, unless the Cavs go out and get LeBron and Giannis, I know how this is going to end. They're going to lose in the second round like they should have this year. Like, I still can't believe they got out of that Piston regardless. Give them credit. They got to a conference final. But they were completely incompetent against the one team that was consistently, I think, good all year long. With all due respect to Detroit, who won 60 games, no one respected them in the playoffs. It was either going to be the Knicks or it was either going to be the Celtics. And it was the Knicks this year, and they were completely outmatched. Now, I trust Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavs. This is going to have to be one of those moves where I'm just going to have to swallow my pride and trust in what's going on. And also, one more thing, Colin. They're bringing back Kobe Altman, who, listen, man, he gave way too much money to Evan Mobley.
He's about to give too much money to Harden.
He's about to get listen, hindsight 2020, the Harden trade sucked, okay? You gave up Darius Garland. Look, Garland never healthy. I understand that. At the time, we were all okay with it. But Colin, I don't get paid millions of dollars to make these decisions. Hindsight 2020, I hang on to Garland and not trade for Harden. But regardless, I think both of those guys should have been on the chopping block. They're bringing them both back. My saving grace is that they could bring back LeBron James. LeBron's got to come back, bro. That's it. That's the only way you're saving a season next year and possibly competing is if LeBron
I'd be shocked
back.
if he does.
He would have to come on. He would have to go on a veteran minimum. If you're going to
he can't afford him.
If you're going to re-sign James Harden, you cannot afford him. How?
I have no idea why.
How would you re-sign James Harden?
He was
After
terrible.
what you saw, you're going to bring that back. It makes zero sense.
Go find Young.
Sense.
Go find Young. Go get Young.
Or go give LeBron $50 million. Why are you giving Harden $50 million? No. All right. Who we got? Johnny and Jensen?
John and Jensen Beach joins the program. John, welcome in. What do you got for us?
How are you going, guys? Hey, was that series not the definition of James Harden's career?
Oh.
Like, just the entire team took on the persona of James Harden. Emotionless, give up when the going gets bad, play no defense, have no physicality, and just walk away as soon as you realize you're done.
That's exactly right. That's the encapsulation of James Harden's career. You can't sign James Harden and think championship aspirations. You can't have those two things in the same sentence.
Yeah.
You can't do, we're looking for a championship, so we're going to get James Harden. We're bringing in James Harden. You can't do it.
And the 1-2 punch of Harden and Mitchell was not good enough, clearly.
Now, John, who do you think the Knicks would rather see, San Antonio or OKC?
I'll tell you what. I think the Knicks want that series to end quick, because if that series, which it looks like it's going to be going 6 or 7, and the Knicks lose momentum by sitting on their legs, that's going to be a problem.
You think that will be a problem?
Soon.
Too much rest. Do you think they're getting too much rest?
It's the momentum, man. The Knicks need to play soon and keep the momentum. I mean, they're shooting ungodly numbers in these games. That can go away quick if you're on your butts too long. So I think the Knicks will be competitive against the Western winner, as long as it's not one of these things where that series goes 7 and the Knicks are not playing a game in a week and a half. They need to play soon.
Appreciate the call, John. Now,
Thanks,
one
John.
thing is they had about 9 days off. Remember, they played that game 4 against the Philly last Sunday, and they played that game 1 2 Sundays ago. Jeez. And they waited about 8 days until that Tuesday to play game 1. Then it was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday. So that's how they played that series, and it's going to be likely the same. Remember, the NBA Finals does not move up. They're going to start the NBA Finals Wednesday, June 3rd, no matter what. So I guess it's a matter of if these teams get 3 more games under their belt. But I would also make the argument that both these teams want this series to end in 6. I don't think either San Antonio or OKC wants this to go to 7 for different reasons. I think OKC it doesn't want they didn't even care about the home court in Game 7. They just want to get healthy, and that because of that they want time. Whereas San Antonio, I think they want to close it in their building in Game 6. So I would say you're right. Too much time off. Sometimes it's rest versus rust. But the Knicks, this will be their second time doing this amount of time off. And I wonder if that will help them in the scheme of things of keeping that mojo, keeping a little bit of momentum, keeping their legs fresh.
Now,
But I could see the other side.
Can we talk about what John said about how the whole team took the persona of Harden? Colin, according to James Harden, they were the better team. They got swept, and that guy thinks they were the better team. He said that. And then he also said, and I quote, played pretty good and was extremely solid on the defensive end. Like,
it's patronizing.
And you're bringing that back.
It's patronizing to the fan.
And you're going to bring the coach who said they should have been up 3-0 and that they analytically won the series after getting swept. And you're going to bring back the guy who played a lick of no defense, stopped trying offensively completely after game 2. You're going to run that back.
Can't do it.
I got nothing. Colin, and listen, we can put a bow on the whole Cav thing, but bringing Atkinson back and signing Harden for $40-50 million a year, I
don't know if he'll get
truly don't even want to watch.
Probably
Colin,
less.
I don't even want to watch next year. I don't care. You bring that same team back, I do not care. I don't care. I know how that ends. I'm okay on that.
Can't trust Harden to do anything. Can't do it.
$50 million a year to not try on defense and to tell everybody how great he is after he gets his ass swept. You see Donovan Mitchell in the huddle trying to get the guys going. Did you see that video that's surfacing online? That is an issue. That is a problem. And Donovan Mitchell, who's due a contract, I said going into the playoffs, I don't know if you give him $70 million. Give the Don all the money in the world. That's the only guy I want playing. I know you get on his case a little bit. He played bad.
Mitchell. I don't even think you pay him the money that he thinks he deserves.
You give Don the money. Dude, comparatively to what? Go tank for 5 years, Colin?
Yeah, I guess.
You give Mitchell the money. If he wants to come back, if anything, does he even want to come back? Does he want to come back to that crap
Well,
storm?
he wanted to go to the Knicks, and Brunson took his spot.
And that idiot at head coach who they're bringing back. Do you want to deal with that?
Listen, Atkinson was a nightmare, but the players are a nightmare too. You can't rely on Mitchell game in and game out. You can't rely on him for a full series, and you can't rely on Harden for a full series. That's the problem with them. They're inconsistent.
Got to get rid of Mobley, too. Got to get rid of Mobley.
You're down on Mobley. I actually like Mobley.
Don't do anything right.
Don't
do anything right. Don't do anything good.
I think Mobley is not utilized enough. He had big games this postseason. Give him a little credit.
No, I'm done with him.
Give him a little credit.
He's not a good third option on a team that wants to win a championship. He's not a third option.
I don't think he's. No, they don't have good first and second options.
But
they have he's actually a good third option. They just don't have good first and second options. Mitchell is not Mr. Cleveland, and neither is Harden.
Mobley for $60 million does nothing great. What does he do great?
So
absolutely nothing.
That I agree with, but he does have moments where he's fearless and he's able to hit a shot if he needs to.
He's soft down low. Kyle, he's soft down low. Stop shooting threes, bro. Please, for the love of God, go inside.
He had good moments. He had good games. Give him credit.
7 feet. He's got to go inside. Put on some muscle. Go eat McDonald's. Go put on some kind of weight.
Give him a little credit. Because if the fact that you want to bring back Mitchell, I guess we're both on the same page of Harden. Mitchell is a ghost story. I can name 5 different games this postseason where he was a nightmare to deal with. He was unplayable.
You bring back the Don. You get LeBron for a veteran minimum, and you don't re-sign Harden. You go trade the $60 million man and all your capital for Giannis. You go for it.
Okay.
You could offer the most for Giannis. That's it. Remember, I told you
can't offer the most for Giannis, but you could offer something for Giannis.
I told you the master plan. You get Bron on the veteran minimum. It's the 1-year throwaway farewell tour. You trade for Giannis. You got young players. Get rid of Mobley. Get rid of picks, and then you go from there.
Take the Cavalier over next year already. Take their championship odds next year already on the Hard Rock Bet app, which you can download today on the Google Play Store app. Apple Apps.
And folks, believe it or not, I read the writing on the wall in that Cavs series. Colin, I won a ton of money on the Knicks. I won a ton of money.
That's sacrilegious to your team. That's sacrilegious to your
Colin,
team.
I knew they were done.
That's a bad job.
Knew they were done.
That's a bad job.
But I bet the Knicks, and even to take it a step further, I know we said this last week, but folks, those live lines, man, you can really hit big. Our good friend Lucas Rubio, and marketing consultant here at ESPN West Palm, won about $2,000 betting that live line when the Cavs blew that lead with some of the most incompetent coaching I've ever seen. They're bringing the guy back, by the way. But regardless, it's the only legal sports book here in Florida. You got to download it and get involved. You got a big-time, decisive game coming up tonight on the Western Conference side. Is it going to be the Thunder? Is it going to be the Spurs? You know, Game 5s are usually the pray tell of who's going to win the series. If you got an inkling on it, download the Hard Rock Bet app, sprinkle some cash on it. Baseball in full swing. The hockey, Colin. How about the Avalanche? Not the
terrible. They've had a terrible series.
Not the juggernaut maybe that we thought. You could get involved with Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're a friend and concerned about gambling, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. World Cup right around the corner. Colin and I are going to be making some picks for the group stage. And folks, if you want to bet on anything, any of your teams, go to the Discover tab. It's that easy on the Hard Rock Bet interface.
Terrible job by Colorado, but we'll get into that and a whole lot more. We'll get into the little 5 at 5 with Elias Bustamante. It's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Now, at McDonald's, wake up to a $4 breakfast meal deal. Wake up to a sausage McMuffin or a sausage biscuit, to hash browns, and wake up to a hot coffee. Get your $4 breakfast meal deal.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here, now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
Now, at McDonald's, wake up to a $4 breakfast meal deal. Wake up to a sausage McMuffin or a sausage biscuit, to hash browns, and wake up to a hot coffee. Get your $4 breakfast meal deal.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Marlins fans, don't miss the Fightin' Fish when they take on the Tampa Bay Rays in the Citrus Series, June 5th through the 7th at Lone Depot Park. Enjoy a stacked lineup featuring $1 hot dogs presented by Salins, 90s Night presented by Coors Light, SpongeBob Day, Pride at the Park, and more. Score a special ticket package to take home exclusive merch all weekend long. Ready to play ball? Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
That was the 4 p.m. hour presented by Geeson 0%. It is Colin, Russo, Mike, Rizzo. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We're streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida, ESPN West Palm on Twitter and Facebook. You can catch us along there. You can watch us along there. You could also catch us on your radio dial at ESPN 106.3. Go down to F45 if you're in the West Palm Beach area and head out to the location in downtown. Because if you're talking about training, I'm not just working out. Yes, you could go there to work out, but if you want to go there to train, F45 is the place for you. It's a place that helps you feel stronger, faster, more conditioned. F45 West Palm Beach stands for Functional 45. It's a 45-minute high-intensity team training session that's designed to build strength, burn fat, and improve performance. It's a different workout every single day, and you're walking into a fitness community. It's a bunch of people that are there to go listen to have a lot good music, loud music, with two coaches on site, making sure they're doing things properly. And the best part about their workouts, it's not like the Olympic style of lifting where you feel really stiff after and the risk of injury is high. It's much more functional movements. You feel flexible, you feel mobile, you feel stronger, you feel faster. You do that after going to a couple workouts at F45, and it's never the same thing every day. It's a different thing. You can turn off your brain, follow along on the screen, and have a good time over at F45. Go get your first 3 classes for just $30. That's your first 3 classes for $30. Located in downtown West Palm. You can book your spot today at F45training.com/West Palm Beach. F45 West Palm Beach, team training, life changing. You got Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Elias Bustamante. If you missed any of the program, go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. You can listen to that full in commercial-free format. There, let's bounce around. Let's have a little fun. 5 and 5, presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics.
Let's go.
Number 1.
Colin, the Astros last night used 3 pitchers to throw a combined no-hitter. It snapped a 630-day drought between no-hitters. Do you look at combined no-hitters as the same as regular no-hitters?
If you want to see no-hitters ever again, yeah, you better start counting them because guys don't pitch complete games anymore. It very rarely happens, and I think the fact that the one team was able to do it, I still think is something to applaud. I don't know if it's something to kind of hold in immortality, such as a guy going a complete game no-hitter himself. But in the new age of baseball, if you want to see it, it's a rarity just to see guys throw a complete game. Throwing a complete game no-hitter. I guess part of the reason that it's supposed to be random, but you got to give them credit because at the end of the day, that's what they were able to do.
I think it's great. I think any time that a team is able to do that, you got to tip your cap. And Colin is right. It is the new norm. Now, earlier this year,
No one's thinking about Ohio State.
Cleveland Indians pitcher Parker Messick took a no-hitter in the 9th, had 1 out in the 9th, and, got screwed. You know the Indians haven't thrown a no-hitter since Len Barker in the 80s. Regardless, Colin's right. This is the new MLB, and that's why when a guy who has pitched almost the full 9, is on his way to a no-hitter. That's why it's must-watch TV at this point, because you're not going to see a lot of them anymore with the pitch count. Guys throwing 100 miles an hour, Colin. Back in the day, the pitchers, Nolan Ryan, they wouldn't throw 100 every single pitch. They'd save it. They would strategically figure out when they got to pump the gas. But those guys also threw 140 pitches. That's just not how the MLB works anymore. I personally like the old school way, but I'm done being get off your lawn guy.
Number 2.
All right, Bryce Harper speaking of, get off my lawn, a new era. Bryce Harper on social media with a new way to brush your teeth. Check out this video at ESPN South Florida on YouTube. Now, Bryce is... Do we not have video? Do we not have audio? I guess not. No audio. But Elias, he literally just drank the toothpaste and started brushing his teeth. He didn't put it on.
I didn't realize that
toothbrush.
was an option.
He drank it from the tube.
He just put it on his mouth, that toothpaste.
Why do people do that?
I don't know. I use 2 toothpastes at once.
Why?
It's the cavity prevention and it's the whitening.
Okay.
And I do that in one fell swoop.
All right.
2 times a day. I've never seen that. I've never seen that before.
You don't ingest it and then you chew it up? And then
No.
What?
That's disgusting.
No.
That's
Why?
disgusting.
Don't look at me. Apparently Bryce Harper just did that.
Yeah.
I didn't do this.
Yeah, but weird?
Yep.
The rich people.
I guess weird?
Ultra rich people are very strange.
Yeah, what's he making? $50 million a year?
Yeah, so something like that.
He's like the number.
They different tax bracket. They do things differently.
You know, Bryce Harper, guys, is like the poster child of no
They do
salary
things differently.
cap.
Yeah.
He's like the poster child of no, we're not doing a cap in baseball.
Oh yes.
Remember, he
sure
told
is.
Rob Manfred to kick rocks for so many words. All right, let's do it. Number 3. It's the 5 at 5 presented by our great friends at Flagler Credit Union. Go open up your personal checking account, savings account, or business account with the local guys, Flagler Credit Union. Jason Kelsey on the New Heights podcast says that the NFL's biggest issue is that they are making Sundays less special by taking over so many other days. Colin, could this be what pops the NFL bubble, them trying to take over too many days?
I do think that they are definitely imperializing different holidays and dates all too often, but I don't think this is going to hurt them in the sense long term. Sundays are always the NFL's day. Gambling's at an all-time high. Fantasy sports is at a pretty substantial high. More and more people are doing that per year. There's still, at a minimum, 6 to 8 games per weekend outside of holiday weekends in terms of Sundays. I don't think it's a problem yet. The NFL pays a whole lot of money for a big Sunday night slate and for a big Fox standalone slate on Sunday 425. Until that money stops flowing in, until the best ratings stop coming on Sundays consistently, I have a hard time seeing the NFL ever falling off the hill of controlling Sundays. I'm not there yet.
One thing, I guess one thing I do agree with is the 1 o'clock slate stinks.
Yeah, 1 o'clock slates. A lot of bad 1 o'clock slates.
That's it. And maybe that's what Jason was trying to explain here. But, folks, until I see the chink in the armor from the NFL, guys, it's going nowhere. The ratings that they do, and listen, nobody cares about ratings, whatever. Folks, that's what pays the bills, okay? People watching, eyeballs, and advertisers, okay? Ratings are everything when it comes to these leagues. They're dominating ratings. They're dominating advertisements. And it's a huge reason why the league is so successful and why everybody gets the hell out of the way when the NFL comes in and plants their flag in on whatever day or whatever holiday.
Yep.
Number 4.
Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals tonight between the Spurs and the Thunder. Colin, which team has more pressure on them to get a win tonight? Now, what's the stat for Game 5?
It's 80% of the time.
So, I dare I say whoever wins tonight wins the series. I'm there.
It's a huge, and I bet you that both teams are thinking like this.
Yeah.
Both teams are thinking best punch has to be tonight. A.J. Mitchell's not playing. Jalen Williams is viewed as doubtful. I'd be blown away if he plays this game tonight after his hamstring injury earlier in the series.
Can I say something? I was shocked how awful Colin the Spurs played in Game 3. Very shocked about that.
Yeah.
Can't believe that they lost in that effort they gave to the point where Greg Popovich,
I remember they started that game 15-0 run,
right,
and then they turn around, and all of a sudden they ended the first quarter, and it was a 2-point game.
Pop's a big entity with the Spurs still, folks, and he basically, after the game and the next day, was like, guys, that's not Spurs basketball. I don't know what the hell that was. We haven't seen that all year. And then they come out and they absolutely blow the doors off them in game 2. My best guess, Colin, my updated prediction, home teams from here on out. That's my updated prediction. I hope I'm wrong. And listen, I'm rooting for the Spurs, to be honest, because I love Wemby. I think I've said that on this program before. But regardless, rooting for the Spurs. But I think at this point, even without Williams, the Thunder will probably be able to find a way to win 2 games at home and close this thing out. Best guess.
76.4% of the time, the Game 5 winners of series tied at 2 apiece in the conference final. The winner of that Game 5 will win the series. They're 42-13 all
now,
time.
I said, Colin, I said Friday when you were gone that the Thunder were going to struggle for offense. And they did in Game 4, but they really did their job in that Game 3. Like, I guess, Colin, to put a bow on this.
They stole home court again.
There you go. To put a bow on this, I think the home teams went out, and I give Oklahoma City a lot of credit without J-Dub in that Game 3 going and getting a victory in that hostile environment.
It's going to be fascinating, too, because that Game 4 was good because what the Spurs did was they sort of eliminated that over-helping they did on Gilgeous-Alexander in the lanes. They kind of went away from that, and they shut down all the role player shooters, and they kind of let Gilgeous-Alexander play straight up a little bit more. And that was an interesting, I guess, tidbit on the defensive side that they didn't usually do in the early part of the series, and it worked. And OKC couldn't get anything to go offensively. I wonder how OKC is going to respond to that and attack this game.
The Gilgeous-Alexander flopping is horrendous. I can't do it anymore. He's a great player. I really thoroughly enjoyed his Game 2 where he was surgical. But, dude, I mean, him falling to the ground and looking right at the referee when no one touched him. People complain about LeBron doing that crap. Gilgeous-Alexander is 50 times worse. So spare me on that. If we're gonna call LeBron a crybaby, if people are gonna call LeBron,
it's not like
I want the same service to the two-time MVP.
They're not getting crazy calls, so keep that. They're not getting a crazy whistle.
But like to not get hit at all and have a foul called and be on the floor looking like.
Well, there's a couple bad calls, no doubt. There's a couple you can
Number
nitpick.
5.
They haven't been. They're not getting a better whistle than San Antonio.
I'm not saying they are, but I just. And Gilgeous-Alexander is a Kentucky guy, all right? I still can't stand the way he really works the officials and is just flopping around like a flounder.
Number 5.
All right, the Knicks punched their ticket to the NBA Finals last night, Colin. How do you rank the remaining 3 teams for the most likely to take home an NBA title? Once again, Spurs, Thunder, and now the Knicks.
Now, a couple things here. The Knicks are 0-2 against the Spurs this year. The Knicks were 2-1 against the San Antonio Spurs. They averaged 120 points per game versus San Antonio versus 100 points per game against the Thunder. Thunder obviously play them a little stronger in the regular season if the regular season is indicative of anything. But the Thunder are beat up right now. They are beat up right now for a team that kind of walked in fairly healthy. Outside of Jalen Williams, they thought they're going to get back after taking a month off. Now they have to make up a little bit of offense. There's 2 sides to that. Knicks don't play the Thunder as well, but they're not as healthy, whereas the Spurs are younger, fresher legs. But the Knicks have played them better historically, at least this season. If I were to rank it, most dangerous teams, I'm still pulling for San Antonio. I actually think the injuries are going to be the difference maker for Oklahoma City in the next 3 games. I'm going to go take San Antonio late. I'm going to root for 7 games, but I think the winner of this game, I'd be surprised if San Antonio wins tonight. I'd be surprised if they didn't win the series and lose 2 straight. But I would say that it would be San Antonio 1, Oklahoma City 2, and then Knicks 3.
I'll go Cavs. Jeez, oh man,
Can't go Cavs 1.
What I got on my brain. I'll go Thunder 1, Knicks 2. To be fair, Knicks are already there, so I'm putting them 2 regardless. And then the Spurs 3. I already told you, mate. I think home court dominates from here on out. I think the Thunder did their job. I don't think they are blinking an eye, but J-Dub being unavailable, Williams being unavailable, I think that might hurt Oklahoma City in the long run. I think they are going to need something offensively.
They need some more offense. They need some more offense.
I said it Friday. It burned me in that Game 3, but then in Game 4, you saw the Spurs. So I'm going with the experience of Oklahoma City for doing it, and they have home court back. I'll go OKC 1, Knicks 2, and the Spurs 3. Kyle, that was the 5 at 5 presented by our great friends at Flagler Credit Union.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Luis Bustamante. It's Russo and Rizzo. We'll take a time out here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Burger Mania is on at Duffy Sports Grill, and these are not your average burgers. Try the Bacon Mac and Cheese Burger, a half-pound Angus patty stacked with creamy mac and cheese, applewood smoked bacon, and crispy onion strings. Or go bold with the Frito Pie Burger, loaded with chili, cheddar, crunchy Fritos, and fresh jalapenos. And for the purists, the Double Smash Burger. The Burger Mania menu, now through May 31st at Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy's, our game is always on.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Listen live for all of your Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 1063. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
If you're a Texas Tech fan, I got some bad news. I'll break it momentarily. But first things first, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. If you've made a mistake, you hit somebody on the road, and all of a sudden the car, somebody hits me, drives me off the road, car accidents, truck accidents, slips and falls, I got an accident. Who do I call? Who's going to get my back? Well, that's where Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine come in, and they fight for you. They don't even get paid unless you do. They fight for you to get the maximum compensation that you deserve. Get a call today. Call Anajar and Levine for the free consultation. Don't settle for just any attorney. Go get the best. Demand the best. That is Anajar and Levine. And make that real difference in your life. Pick up the phone, take back control of your life today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Elias Bustamante. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We're streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida. The NCAA officially denied Brendan Sorsby's request at getting back into the things and playing this season for Texas Tech at quarterback, and released a statement, said he's sorry he disappointed everybody. The NCAA gave him a firm no that he is allowed to be reinstated after for the 2026 season, he completed a 35-day inpatient rehab for his gambling addiction in Goodyear, Arizona. And this came out a couple months ago. He went and had a major gambling problem, thousands and thousands of bets on anything and everything. Not betting against himself per se, but betting on college athletics to begin with, which is a big no-no. And the NCAA has denied his request for reinstatement for eligibility for the 2026 season.
Got to put your foot down somewhere, right? I actually agree with this. It's awful. You know, it's awful of his situation.
I agree.
It is.
Yeah, gambling's a no-no. Why are you making it just because he's a great player? You're making an exemption?
Like I said, Kyle, you got to put your foot down somewhere with all of this. You've seen it in the MLB with Clase and Louis Ortiz. You know, you've seen it in the NBA with the Toronto Raptor player whose name I'm forgetting, who's banned from the league.
Jonte Porter.
Now, questions we don't know the answer to, probably asking here. Apologies, Colin, but does he have any more college eligibility? Because he's out this year. Is he going to be able to play in college next year?
Yeah, I don't know
Is
how
he
that
going
works.
to the NFL draft? Like these, I think these are the next questions that we got to start answering, because I'll tell you what, there are a lot of desperate teams in the NFL for a quarterback. If he goes to the supplemental draft and he's able to do a supplemental draft kind of thing, the teams will take him. You know, teams will take him.
I think that
teams took Colin. Someone took Drew Aller in the third round. Carson Beck went in the third round.
Yeah, I don't know how that works now, because I don't know if it's past that point. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like his only path is the NFL at this point.
If there is a path, and I'm sorry to be shooting from the hip here, breaking news, and folks of reacting the same time you are, but that's my initial reaction, is that if there's a supplemental draft, people are going to be all over him. Or if he's able to enter it and the deadline hasn't passed, teams are going to be flocking towards it. That's it.
So you think Brendan Sorsby getting denied his eligibility for next year is a good thing?
Yes, because you got to put your foot down on this. Got to put your foot down. And listen, we love, you know, I gamble, but I'm also not a college athlete. I'm not a professional athlete.
And
right?
I didn't get paid $4 million to go play Texas Tech.
It's a young man who is arguably the top, or was the top man in the portal. Him and Levitt, you know, pick your poison on who you thought the top quarterback was, and he's making top money in a league now in the NCAA where you're able to make a lot of money if you're good. So I can't feel bad. I really can't. I can't feel bad, and I think the punishment serves a crime. Is it morbid? Is he a college kid? God knows I made a lot of mistakes in college as well, Colin. But I go back to the card of I wasn't an athlete making millions of dollars.
Yeah. He had an addiction, and he addressed it. But the problem is the addiction coincided with one of the big no-nos that college athletics has, and that is you cannot gamble. Cannot gamble. There are probably guys who go into each and every team of every major college conference team, and they go in and they explain to them the dangers and the risks associated with gambling. I'd be shocked if the teams didn't. This is a situation now where the NCAA had a chance to, I guess, make a point out of him, make an example out of him, and that's where they're at. And a kid who had a gambling problem, and whether he wasn't throwing games, but a gambling problem, then now they could circle him and say, here is our example for how and when not to do this. And we're not making an exception just because this kid has Heisman odds and is a projected first-round pick next year. And now you kind of turn to Texas Tech and wonder if they could turn things around and have a good year. Now, they still have that kid, Will Hammond, I believe, who played games last year, played well in games last year as a redshirt freshman. I believe he's still there. So they got a guy to back him up. But for a team that their biggest caveat last year was they didn't have a quarterback, and they had talent, especially defensively, but they're willing to spend whatever it takes to get to the level of a national championship contention. They needed a quarterback, and they had one. And you almost they pun on words, they gambled wrong. They got a guy who was pending a major problem here, and you know what? He probably made the right decision in terms of addressing it, going to a facility. You can't hide that stuff.
Get out in front of it.
Got out in front of it, but now he's going to get burned here.
Will Hammond on the roster, 600 yards.
He played a number of games. He started 3-4 games last year.
This Colin, listen, I'm calling me a Big Ten snob. Texas Tech wouldn't win anything anyway. They weren't winning anything anyway.
It's early to say that now. When they have more money than everybody. So keep that in mind. They have money,
but now I think you could. I don't know. Granted, it's the Big 12. They could easily go to the college football playoff.
They probably will.
They could easily do it. The Big 12's a joke of a football conference, but their odds of winning a national title, I think, have officially. They were down the tubes to begin with, compared to, I think, a Miami or an Ohio State or an Oregon.
It's a money question. You're making it about the conference. I understand they're not as battle tested, but it's a money question. They have the money. They got Cody Campbell, who's a billionaire. Oil mogul.
Sure.
And bankrolling everything they possibly
need. Get you into the conversation, but I saw them in the conversation last year. And it ended in a catastrophic loss to Oregon, who got smoked like a cigarette.
Because they didn't get the right quarterback, and their quarterback stunk. And then they got a guy who they thought was going to be really, really good, and now they get burned there. So you're not wrong.
Now you got Will Hammond, you know?
Well, gave him a little credit. He played well last year.
They still have players. They still have guys, but the national championship stuff, if it was there for anybody, I think is officially gone out the window. They're not LSU. Can I make a correlation? They're not LSU. If this happened to Leavitt, LSU could still possibly have a good season within the SEC. Since it's in the
Can you make the argument that they don't need to have a great quarterback to have a great season in their conference?
But what's a great season? I guess ask that oil mogul what a great season is. Was last year a great season? I would probably say no. Right? Getting embarrassed in the Orange Bowl?
They win a big playoff game that probably validates their season.
But you see what I'm saying here? I feel like when a entity and people and donors are donating all of this money, unless you're in the conversation and one of the best 4 teams in the country, it's not money well spent. That's why for a team, not to have everything circle back around to me, but when Ohio State lost to Miami and they have 5 first-round draft picks, like you start asking questions like, what the hell happened here? We're spending a lot of money on the roster. That's like Texas Tech has entered that conversation of if you don't win games in the playoffs and are one of the last teams with the amount of money your donors and school is spending, you got to be able to get some. You got to be able to get some results. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
No doubt. But if they continue to win Big 12 championships, if they continue to be at the playoff, I understand. Now you got to ask Cody Campbell, who is their bankroller, if he's going to pull his finances if they continue to not be competitive in the playoffs. But this is a situation now where not only did you can't really blame Texas Tech for how the situation played out. What are they supposed to know this? You can't blame them for how this played out, and therefore you can't necessarily blame them if this season goes truly awry. At this point, they could only overachieve, not necessarily underachieve.
Now, where did you have Texas Tech with Swords?
I mean, that was the favorite in the Big 12.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They probably still are.
It gets dumbed down to if a team that's not from the SEC or the Big Ten can go out and win a championship. You got it in the ACC, I think, with Miami. Miami was in the title game last year. They have Darian Mensah. They're going to have an incredible year next year. Might win that ACC for the first time. So you have that going for it in the ACC. What did the Big 12 have going for it outside of Texas Tech?
Yeah, Big 12 had a bad year.
So, and going in.
And BYU, a lot of people thought got screwed, even though BYU couldn't win the big game against Texas Tech. They were 0-2 against them.
Right.
There's another example. But yeah, you're not wrong.
I guess what I'm saying is Texas Tech was supposed to be the school that gets the Big 12 back on the map. With Oklahoma in the SEC, with Texas in the SEC. That's a conference that has been derailed of 2 of the bigger. I mean, Colin, Oklahoma and Texas are really big entities in college football, historic entities in college football. And they lost their 2 big dogs. The 2 teams that have excluding Texas Tech last year, they were the 2 teams that represented the conference in the playoff. Now, did Oklahoma put up a stinker and an egg every time they went? Sure. Texas won a game and went to a national championship when they were in the Big 12. Went to the Final Four when they were in the Big 12. one different time because the time they played Ohio State is the SEC. Very confusing stuff. But you see what I'm saying. All these conferences, it's about football. I love basketball. I even enjoy the college baseball. I do. But the money is with football. And this Texas Tech team was supposed to get that conference back on track, and this really hurts them.
Well, give them one thing. They make plenty of money. They make a ridiculous amount of money at those football games. It's a proud fan base. Winning the Big 12 gets the money. Getting them into the college football playoff gets the money to begin with. But I agree with you that it does diminish their chances to make a real run. But at this point now, all the eyes are on a redshirt sophomore in Will Hammond. That's most likely, if I had to guess.
You had the Big 12 commissioner, in so many words, tell the SEC and the Big 10 to go start their own league, and the NCAA doesn't need them anymore. Like, these are very proud guys. Like Big 12 commissioners, Colin, and all. These are proud guys who want their conferences back in the spotlight of football. Hasn't been there in the ACC since Clemson. They got a little taste of it with Miami. When was it there last time with the Big 12?
Yeah, Big 12 is not.
When was the last time they won
TCU.
One. I'm even going to take a step.
TCU was, it's 3 years ago.
They didn't win a championship.
Well, they got to it. They won a game.
But like the SEC, different strokes for different folks. I know the SEC's dominated football for 20 years, Colin. But them not winning in 4 years, it's a big ego. It's a big ego thing. And the Big 12, I'm hell-pressed to find a Big 12 team that won it, maybe outside of that Texas team with Vince Young. Well, yeah, time,
Well, they get hurt. Their representation got hurt once they lost Texas and Oklahoma. And after that, they had to add a bunch of American teams. They added the Houstons of the world and a bunch of teams that not necessarily had lucrative football programs. But at the very least, all you need spenders. You don't necessarily need a great conference. So these conferences, they like to defend each other, but these schools about themselves. And at the end of the day, the Texas Tech on paper might defend the Big 12, but the bottom line is Big 12 just lost a big guy in Matt Campbell at Iowa State, and BYU, they almost lost their coach. They did not. They lost Whittingham at Utah. So there have been a number of different situations where these teams sort of get plucked. But they care if they're going to make the playoff or not. I think if you ask them behind closed doors, outside of the money deal that they don't get from these conferences, from the TV deals like the Big 10 and the SEC get it, I think the Texas Tech's okay because they realize they don't necessarily need to be perfect in order to get into the playoff.
Yeah. The historic Big 12 teams, Kyle, aren't there anymore.
No.
Nebraska, Texas,
well, they get plucked
Oklahoma,
or other conferences.
So, and to wrap up my point, Texas Tech was supposed to be their next household name, to your point, because of the money and because of the kind of athlete that they're able to get there with the resource. And that took a big hit this year with Sorsby being out.
A lot of money went into that roster. I'd wait, $30+ million they spent easy. And now all of a sudden they're going to have to really adjust. Now they're going to know. They're not figuring this out. They don't have a game on Saturday, but they got to figure this out quickly.
Portal's closed, sadly. You're not going to be able to bring anybody else in.
Got to do it internally. I'm down on Texas, too.
You're down on old Sark.
Oh, I didn't get to go see the campus. I was in Austin over the weekend. Did not go get to see.
Sorry.
I did not get to go see the Austin, Texas.
I forgot the Pike annual fraternity trip from Wisconsin was in Austin this week. 20 dudes?
21.
How'd the shirts go?
Well.
The kid wore the shirt, and I can't believe the kid wore the shirt. And we can't say it on air, but
everybody wore their shirt. Every single person wore their shirt.
Let's put it this way. I told Elias Bustamante, our producer, what the shirt said.
Everybody wore their shirt.
And he couldn't believe it.
Nobody got in trouble.
You guys didn't have problems getting into bars and stuff?
The thing about Austin that I'll say really quickly is it almost felt like a vacant city. In the sense,
nobody's there.
Not even nobody's there. People were there. It's just, it's so big. It's very underrated. It's a huge city. Big downtown, big buildings. And it just kind of felt like it wasn't as filled out. Maybe this Texas students really make up a lot of that. But it's just felt vacant. A little Truman Show-esque. Have you seen that movie?
Of course.
Truman Show-esque. That's what it felt like walking around.
Dude, that movie's hysterical.
Well, that's what it feels like a little bit. A little vacant,
weird.
Fake. Well, what's going on?
Now, Dallas,
heebie-jeebie.
I could be wrong, but Dallas is the city in that state.
Yeah, Dallas is huge.
Dallas is the city in that state.
Maybe it's because they needed their students there, and maybe that hurts it a little bit. Quiet. But I was under the impression that Austin was its own self-preserving city without UT. I was always under that impression.
It wasn't that way. You didn't have a good weekend.
No,
Say
I did.
For what it is.
Nonsense. I had a great weekend, But the city itself, I'm critical of it. I still had a great time. You can go anywhere with 21 people, and you're going to have a good time.
Did you guys find that bachelorette party?
No.
You didn't find any girls?
No.
No one brought any. All right, guys, trying to keep it PG, but
no
girls came back to the Airbnb.
No. We didn't spend a lot of time there. Remember, we were out like the whole night.
But, Colin, no one brought back anybody? On a 20, you guys are 23, 24 years old.
You get back at like
2
3
years
in the
out.
morning. You get back at like 3 in the morning.
So you guys just get blacked out and you're incoherent, drooling on each other at the bar, not talking to any girls?
No, you do at
What's
the bars.
That famous gif
at the
of,
bars and all that? Yeah, sure.
10 beers drank, 0 girls talked to, elite night. That was every single one from the Pike fraternity. I'm down on the Pike fraternity, bro. No girls brought back to the. You guys had a pool. You guys had a jacuzzi.
We didn't have a jacuzzi.
Rooms.
Not a jacuzzi.
Beds.
Not a jacuzzi.
Couches.
Not a jacuzzi.
Who cares?
I took the couch in the living room.
Dude, I'm down on you guys. That can't be true. Is what's his name? Stifler? Is he listening? What's my guy's name?
I have no idea.
One of the boys has to be listening.
Stamer.
There
Stamer.
you go. Where that Stamer didn't bring back any of it? No girls or Stamers?
Keep in mind, you had 9 guys of the 21 that have.
No one made any
girlfriends.
solo trips to any apartments or houses or bachelorette pads? That's a disgrace.
Mike, we're there to have a good time.
Oh, God. Dude,
There to have
clue.
a good time.
Get a
Jeez.
clue.
Jeez. Have a little.
Get a clue. 24 years old. I mean, come on, man.
City kind of felt it was vacant city.
No girls
I'll
or no
never-
girls in Austin is
I'll
what
never-
you're telling me? No
What?
women in
No,
Austin?
there were people there. Yeah. People there. Yeah, no problem. There's people there. It's just I was trying to make a point about the city, not necessarily our performance, but
It was an awful performance.
the city itself, vacant. And I walked the entire city on Saturday. The entire city.
What, like I Am Legend? I mean, nobody there?
Mike, I'm
Come
telling you,
on.
something like it. We went to the Capitol, and we went around the whole area. Quiet. Very strange.
You're down on it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever go back. I don't know what the fuss is about. I do not know what the fuss is about. They got all, like, Google went there, Salesforce went there, all these big-time companies bringing everything to Austin. It almost feels like they built up too much. They don't have the bodies to fill it.
I see.
That's what it felt like, which is a little weird.
The only reason I would go there at any point would be for a college football game.
Right, and
The
I
Buckeyes-
didn't make it to the stadium. I should have, but the stadium's not. It's not close. It's not close. It's 2 miles north.
Now, quickly,
No one's thinking about
Right,
Ohio
with
State.
that said, they play there this year. That would be like the only reason I would ever go to Austin, Texas. And I'm already not doing that trip because of Inter Miami. So, like, I'll probably never go to Austin.
Right.
Dallas is the city in that state.
I don't think you need to. I don't think you're missing
Dallas,
that much. I don't
Dallas.
think you're missing that much. We had a great time, but it's not a place that I'm dying to get back to.
Opes lived in Dallas. My buddy for a decade. My sister's lived there for years now. Dallas is the spot. Alyssa moved. My buddy Alyssa moved. She moved from Austin to Dallas. Dallas is the spot.
Just
in
didn't
that
feel
state.
like didn't have the
Yeah,
bodies.
Dallas is
It didn't
fine.
have the bodies for the Army. You know, they built out the castle, but they got
Now-
nobody to fill it.
Now, Joe in Jupiter was wrong about the weather.
Oh my God, was he wrong?
dead wrong?
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
So it was supposed to rain on the forecast, like torrential
We
downpour.
were supposed to get dumped on.
And you didn't.
It's a lot like Florida weather.
Okay.
It's very humid, a lot more humid than I thought.
Oh, yeah.
And
Not
humid,
not humid like this stuff.
like, you know, thunderstorms at night, like that type of thing. It's like Florida weather, where like you see, 75% chance of thunderstorms and you don't get burned. So
Yeah.
Joe was wrong.
Where's Stamer, man? I got a lot of questions for what. I mean, you guys went there and drank cheap beers for 2 nights in a row. That's it?
3 nights.
You went around in stupid T-shirts and drank cheap beers? Ah, man.
There was
We
one
gotta
part.
work on your
There was
game,
one
bro.
part in the night in the
Gotta
day.
work on
where,
your
hold on,
game.
how about this? So we did like bottomless mimosas at this spot on Sunday morning. We have half the team, the guys, went and like reset at the Airbnb, whereas we ended at 2:00. I opted to stay until the comedy club, which was across the street, which was at like 5:30. So I'm like, I might as well just stay in downtown. So we stayed in downtown, and it was a Sunday, so it wasn't necessarily packed. You go to this rooftop spot, and there was like a little basketball hoop there, like not a real regulation, but like a small one at this bar. It's very strange. Played 2-on-2 and 1-on-1 basketball, full sweat,
I'm
outdoors
down.
on a rooftop.
Dude, I am
3:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday.
I am incredibly down on this.
Back
Pike
to the
fraternity.
basket, and 1 3 dribble max.
I am down on the Pike fraternity house. And let's not forget, you went to Tampa and I started an offensive line and did the Rich Gannon
with Rondé Barber
in the middle of Bobby Rutter's Goodnight John Boy in Tampa.
Yeah.
Uncle Bob's spot, man.
Yeah, we were doing. We setting up an 11 on 11.
Not Goodnight. It was one of the farm.
I don't know. One of the ones
Bobby
you know.
owns. Regardless, Bobby owns it. Colin, go talk to a girl, bro. Go talk to some girls,
It's a
bro.
waste of time.
So
We did. We sure did.
No.
It was. We were there.
No.
I'm telling you, the funniest thing I've ever done was the basketball. The band was trying to play a song, and the band lead singer was laughing while we were doing it.
Because you're going hard in the paint on some godforsaken rooftop bar in Austin on a 6-foot hoop. Guys are idiots, bro. Yeah, Elias, we can't say that on air, but I am absolutely with Elias. My God, I'm down on you. 20 dudes, no girls.
Back to the basket.
No wonder The Office was down on you as well. Courtney Rukoff, our marketing consultant, was telling you to go to these places. You guys didn't go. You went and played basketball on a 6-foot hoop on a Sunday for Memorial Day while you're on vacation and drank Pabst Blue Ribbon the whole weekend. Ridiculous, man. That the
Lone Star Light. That's what they call it. The cheapest thing they got.
No girls brought back to the
Lone
Airbnb.
Star Light.
You didn't talk to a female the whole trip. I know you. You didn't talk to a single female the whole trip. As Colin says, he's retired. I'm
out of the
down
game.
on you, bro.
I'm out of the game.
Whatever, but you can't, dude. Out of the game. Out of the game. You're on a trip. That's only. I understand you want to focus on your career. I actually hear that, kid. But what I'm saying is,
you get criticized.
You
for
go.
what?
You go
What
on.
am I getting criticized?
I'm getting criticized because you go on these trips to be in the game. You're in a town for. You got this incredible house with a pool. Your buddies are there. Well, bring back some girls. What the hell is wrong with you? We would have had back in my day. You know, I guess that's the grandpa I've turned into. But come on, man. Gotta have some game, dude. No one from the Pike fraternity house has any game. I'm questioning everything that went on at that university for 4 years. Yeah. Yeah, you played a game. Elias, you did play.
We played 2-on-2.
You played 2-on-2 like the sweaty idiots that you are on that rooftop.
The band was laughing into the mic.
Where Stamer, what the hell happened on this trip? What the hell happened? Down on you guys. Down on you guys.
We spent our Saturday. We went to the biggest dive bar I could find. They were playing Invincible, the TV show on Amazon Prime, inside, which is a good show. Go in there. They had $3 Lone Star Light tall boys, brought them out to this little bench, and we sat out there for 4 hours.
Lone Star Light?
4 hours.
Dude, you guys are down
4
bad.
hours.
That's hurting.
4 hours
Dude.
on a sidewalk.
Dude.
For 4 hours.
My buddies and I have a saying. That's hurting, dude. You're
4 hours.
hurting.
4 hours.
That was
on Saturday.
If there were any
it was
group,
a great time. It was a great time.
Bro, if a good-looking group of girls walked into there, saw you guys playing basketball and a fucking and you know a 10-pack of Lone Star
Light,
they would have ran for the hills. They would have ran for the hills. They would have said, "What is going on here?" Dude, I'm down on you.
One of the guys had a Kevin Durant Texas jersey.
Wow.
We'll take a timeout. Do a little 5 and 5 next. It's Russo and Rizzo. No, 5 and 5. Game 5.
We'll close out the program.
Game 5.
Down
next.
on you.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, and I'm here to talk about printing. Banyan Printing and Signs is ESPN West Palm's official print partner, and they are nothing short of amazing. Their quality is top-notch, their turnaround time is quick, and their team is helpful, which makes a huge difference. For over 10 years, ESPN West Palm has trusted Banyan Printing with our brand, so if you're looking for a printing partner, they are the best. You can find them online at banyanonline.com or give them a call at 561-586-6220.
Looking for the best pizza in Palm Beach County or go to the perfect spot to catch the big game? Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place in West Palm Beach has it all. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails at Adrian's world-famous original square pizza, straight from Stone Street, Manhattan. Come see what everybody's talking about at Adrian's Pizza Bar in City Place. Open daily from 11:30 a.m. to midnight. And you can't miss the best happy hour in town. That's twice daily from 11:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and again from 10 p.m. until close.
Ford is here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow, who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you value what we value. Now offering employee pricing, American value for American values. Go to Ford.com or your local Ford dealer for more information.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. You got Colin Russo. You got Mike Rizzo. We got Elias Bustamante helping us out behind the glass. If you got, a nice, pretty girl you could take out on a date.
The Pike Fraternity House doesn't. I'll tell you that. That graduated in 2024 from the great college of Wisconsin.
If you got somebody, you're down on.
I'm down on you guys, man.
You never played basketball 2-on-2 at a rooftop bar in Austin?
No! I'm
the
wearing
band laughing in the middle of the song.
Guys, man. You guys are still in college. It's all right. You're 2 years out. Should have just went to Wisconsin. You guys should have just went to Madison.
Been to Wisconsin. I love going to Wisconsin.
Should have just went to Madison. If you're going to do stupid stuff like that, you should have just went to Madison.
Wow. So, okay, yeah, you
could have stayed at the fraternity house.
I mean, yeah. It was a good time. There was one point, I'll say this really quickly. There's one point where we were at one bar, and there's 3 areas you could go out in Austin, Texas. There's Rainey Street, there's 6th Street, and East 6th Street. Downtown 6th Street is kind of like Nashville. East 6th, a little bit more divey. Rainey Street is sort of in between. We're at Rainey Street. And we got 24 guys because we picked up a couple of guys that are there.
Couple of straight.
So we picked up a couple of guys. So we got like 25 guys.
Yeah, hang on. You picked up random guys to add to your 20.
Dude, it wasn't like that. So, point being, we were going to shift to another bar.
More dudes, bro. You picked up more dudes to go to another bar. So instead of 21 he is, there were 25 he is. Dude, I am so down on you guys. Keep going, man. I am so down on you guys.
We're watching Spurs Thunder on Friday night. The game finishes because it's Central Time, so it's, 10 o'clock. And we need to go to this other bar. This other bar is about 1.2, 1.3 miles away. Walkable, but it's hot, and it's hard to coordinate 25 people going in the same direction.
In an Uber XL.
So, no. Uber XL, my 25 people. You know what I did? Because I'm good with this stuff. I got a bus. I figured out a way to get a bus, it was kind of like a shuttle, like what a hotel has. And I figured out a way to get a shuttle that could carry 20 people. And the guy goes, we could only put in 18. I go, I'll give you 25. I'll give you a $30 tip. He goes, done. And then he takes 20 guys, get loaded up into this freight car, and he takes us 1.4 miles.
You guys are a circus. Can I be honest? You guys are an absolute circus. How about you be normal human beings
and bus.
Get 3 Uber XLs.
Get on the bus.
Be normal human beings.
Guys,
No.
We got a bus outside.
No. Be normal human beings. Have 3 of you open up the Uber app and share the ride. What are we doing? A bus. You guys are the clown car. You guys are the circus.
It's much easier. Nobody knows where to go. It's much easier to just get everybody in one vehicle.
You're in those stupid shirts.
That was on Saturday.
You're in those stupid shirts.
That's on Saturday.
You added more.
I played basketball on Sunday, and the bus was on Friday.
You added more guys to the 21 sausage fest that's been already going on.
All right, take it easy.
We got 25 guys on a bus wearing ridiculous shirts hopping out trying to go to the bar. I'm down on you guys, man. You guys don't know how to travel. I'm going to say it. Dude, you and the Pike Fraternity House need to learn how to travel and do a trip in another city. I give you credit. You're great in Europe. I would never stay in a hostel, but you're actually someone I would trust to travel with internationally, not traveling internationally before. But in the States, you got to learn how to, dude. Like, I understand, you're out of the game. You're focusing on your career. Something about that. Colin, when you go to another town, mate, that's where you open it up. That's where you let loose. That's where you let it loose. Am I wrong? That's where you get out of the game, brother.
I'm out of the game. I'm retired.
Who is it, Stamer?
Stamer.
Stamer, I'm down on you, bro. You're supposed to be the ringleader. You're supposed to make us proud.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. The group was funny. Stamer was there. Novilo, Koleski.
Class of 2024 Wisconsin Pike Fraternity House. You guys, you must have been that house on campus that the girls that
shot.
The sororities avoided you guys like the plague, dude. My God, how did you get anybody to a date party?
So one time at a date party, we'd played the Bulls song that they played in the 90s.
Oh my God. You guys are so corny.
And we played the Bulls song. We were in Yukon.
Serious.
It was when everybody was in Vegas.
The song is called Serious.
There we go.
But yes.
It was when everybody was in Vegas except for five guys. And we had a date party. It was seniors. So we set up a basketball hoop and we did a dunk contest.
Dude, what is up with you with basketball hoops at a bar? Why are you playing hoops at the bar? God, Colin.
Hop, step, off, two, reverse.
Little crow hop, little Euro step.
You can see the vision.
I mean, in college, I'm not going to get on you.
That's funny.
It's college.
That's funny.
I will get on you guys for not talking to any girls 24 years old.
That's not true. Now you're being, no.
You didn't talk to any women.
That's not true.
I know you didn't.
That's not true.
I know for a fact you didn't.
That's not true. That's not true.
You're
What
out
is
of the
true
game.
is the best square pizza in town is right down the street at Adrian's at the City Place. Adrian's Pizza Bar is the place to either watch the big game, go out for a nice lunch, go out for a nice dinner. It's got a cocktail vibe that you could really kind of seep into, but it also has the biggest games on each and every night. Go listen. Go on, head down to City Place and go check out Adrian's Pizza Bar. Get their world-famous square pizza. It's got New York. It's plucked right down here in West Palm Beach. I'm telling you, it's the best pizza in town. And they got every big game on throughout the week that you could tune in and tune on with baseball, golf, basketball, the hockey. They got it all covered. Adrian's Pizza Bar. Go check them out today. Go order some square pizza and go enjoy a nice night out on the town watching a big game at Adrian's Pizza Bar. That's Mike Rizzo. Appreciate Elias Bustamante keeping us up over the airwaves today. Mike is down on my domestic travel habits.
Guys need to learn how to travel in the States, mate.
Right, I'm sure. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Elias Bustamante. We'll take a timeout. We will send you off into your Monday. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Same time as always, 4 to 6 p.m. If you missed any of the program, go listen back. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. Just go to Russo and Rizzo. Appreciate everybody staying aboard. We'll see you next time. This has been Colin Russo saying so long. It's been Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.